and I'm now reinforcing, and I'm not building. What am I building? Nothing. Why don't I have much manpower? I sort of start the supply yard upgrade until I realize, wait a minute, I'm not really in the lead right now, and I need units rather than tech upgrades. So I'm probably going to cancel that soon and get a sniper out to help with my forces. Looking at my forces right now, I did lose that one rifle squad, and I have 3 engineers, and the reason I got the 3rd engineer is for the minesweepers. I needed the first 2 for that flank early on with the, with the flamers, and these guys, I'm going to watch them for a bit because I'm really hoping I can see them, and yes, they did hit the mine, which made me happy. And that kind of made up for me losing that entire squad earlier. I am getting my sniper now. I'm probably going to be rebuilding my what's it called? The thing that I lost, the rifle squad. There we go. I did get bars a bit earlier. The moment I noticed he was actually tier 2 because I was too stupid to notice it before. And I am spamming mines everywhere, which is good, especially when you have multiple engineers, because if he tries to rush me with anything, or if he tries to get behind my lines and flank me, which Wehrmacht players don't really do that often, but sometimes they do, especially once they get vet, and he does have vet 2, probably looking to get vet 3 soon, which is fairly strong, even in Company of Heroes Online. It's kind of not as good because medic bunkers are terrible, at least relative to retail, because there's so many ways to take them out. But when you're up against infantry commanders and stuff like that who can just camo behind your NGs and take out your snipers without counter sniping, because why not? They can just run around and kill it when you can't see them. It's usually a good idea to go heavy grens because they're fairly safe in terms of what you want to do. This rifle squad is very low, but I'm going to get him out of the back building and retreat. This guy, he also has an MG down here. I'm going to back this this M8 up as fast as possible. I get lucky with a few Shrek shots, and my sniper is picking away at these Grens, so he's probably going to have to run away sooner rather than later. I also have this full health bar squad, and he realizes that, so he's going to get out of there. All this time, I did have an engineer over here. I pretty much had all the units I needed in the engagement. He kind of slacked off with these 2-3 units over here, but he is trying to protect the left-hand side. He needs to pick this up with his Grens or someone, or a Volk squad. Usually a Volk squad you want to pick up bars with, because Grens you want to put AT guns or AT weaponry on them, but he doesn't have any regular Grens to pick up weapons with, so I'm shooting a medic with my sniper because that gives you a vet experience point, which is good, and it also means that medic can't pick up a dead body, which is also good because it means less Grens, and less Grens means a better chance of winning, especially once you get vet 3, because vet 3 in this game, it used to give plus 20% health, now that's at vet 2, and vet 3 gives lead armor, which makes them very hard to kill even for bars, especially with the plus 20% health. So I did rebuild the rifleman squad, which is rebuilding rifleman squads this late in the game. It's almost 20 minutes in. It's kind of a risky proposition. The reason for this is they made it a little bit better by giving increased vet receiving rate, whatever you want to call it, for once you get upgrades. Upgrades being sticky bombs, bars, grenades, or any supply yard upgrades. You do get vet at an increased rate, which is good. And this is funny right here. My sniper gets revealed by the terror officer, and the terror officer shoots him in the head, which I was laughing at because good terror officer usage is always something you want to see. He did pick up the bar, so yeah, I was happy about that. I commended my opponent for a good job with that. It was actually incredibly lucky that he would walk into it, but the detect radius is actually pretty huge on the terror officer, so I actually kind of want to respec my terror guy and get the terror officer just to see him, because as you'll see later on, he does make very good use of the mini firestorm ability. I do have my 4 rifles now on the field and not really much else. Kind of biding my time a little short on the manpower. I'm probably going to get the second supply yard upgrade soon. Is that the first one? No, that's just the first one. I'm getting stickies right now because I'm kind of worried about him getting some sort of tier 4 since I'm armor, and a lot of Wehrmacht players, if they're good, will usually go tier 4 against armor in case I try to get a Pershing out early, which is kind of dumb because Pershings really aren't that good for their cost. They're fairly easy to kill, especially for terror commanders who have King Tigers, because King Tigers are incredibly powerful. And here's another flank, because flanks are fun. I managed to squeeze this rifle squad in between both, because when one squad is shooting another squad, they usually don't change targets. And this squad's coming down the side. I'm also bringing that squad in. So all these guys retreat, and I'm going to cut down this MG on retreat. And that was extremely, extremely successful. You see, I lost 1 man on that rifle squad. I lost 2 men on that rifle squad. And that's it. I also killed a medic. And he was forced to mass retreat. He lost an MG. And I should shoot this medic. Shoot it, shoot it. Yes, I can shoot it. He lost the MG, and he was forced to retreat and might have lost a few men on these squads. Yeah. Not too much, but he did lose the MG, which is huge, so I'm now spamming mines because I've noticed he's twice now pushed up on this side of the map, so I'm just going to kind of drop 2 mines right here. I've seen this, my opponent is a good example. He places 2 mines really, really close to each other, which is good, but the problem being if your opponent defuses one, he's probably going to defuse the other for sure. Also, they used to be placed so close together automatically that they would detonate each other. That was fixed a while ago in retail. And I actually did mention last game, there's the Terror Officer. Yay, Terror Officer, woo, yay. I did mention last game that you couldn't kill Repair Pioneers, and they apparently fixed that in Company of Heroes Online. You can't in Retail Company of Heroes as far as I know, because that was something people were complaining about when 2.601 came out. But is he going to hit my mine? No, he's not going to hit my mine, that sucks. But you can actually kill Repair Pioneers from repair bunkers in this game, which is interesting. And I didn't notice until this game when I killed some Repair Pioneers. And I mean with rifles and stuff like that. You could always kill them with artillery and stuff like that, but never with small arms. He's now capping. He's using the Terror Officer's camo ability to kind of disguise me, but once he shoots, that's gone, and I see he's there and realize I'm not going to move my M8 in too far. One of his main problems was, where's his pack? His pack is still over here. If he had moved this pack over here a little bit earlier, or at all really, my M8 would have been far more restricted. I'm also trying to flank in a little bit right here, but he does have an MG behind. This really isn't going to work out very well. His Terror Officer does hit a mine, and then I don't kill it because that made me sad. I was focusing down the Terror Officer, but it didn't do anything. So I'm going to have to retreat. Yes, I retreat. And I'm going to move my M8 in, and I'm getting a little feisty with my M8 because I realize he probably doesn't have much in the way of... Oh, I lose Flame Engineer, that sucks, but I do have another one. He seems to not have much in the way of AT. I don't really know where his pack went, and I'm kind of confused at this point, because usually a Wehrmacht player will keep his pack with his army because that's a good way of killing an M8 when your opponent's not paying attention and microing other stuff. I do have my Calliope on the field. I also have an AT gun because he's Terror, and once your CPs get around 6 or 7, you can bet your opponent's getting near that value as well, maybe even a little bit higher if he's been killing more stuff. And you want to be ready for the King Tiger. As a matter of fact, he is getting the Panzer Command, so he will be getting tier 4 and looking to build some tanks to counter my tanks, which is not a bad idea. I've faced a lot of players who just seem to like to build Panthers regardless of what I do. And really, I don't think building a Panther, it's extremely useless to build a Panther unless your opponent has motor pool units on the field, because you don't need a Panther to counter an M8. And a Panther is extremely expensive and a complete waste of money if your opponent doesn't have any sort of tanks. So against armor, it's fairly safe to get a Panther because you can be fairly certain your opponent is going to get either a Calliope or a Pershing, and you're going to want a Panther to kill those fairly easily. Of course, that's why I'm getting my AT gun. I'm also trying to repair my M8, and I'm spamming mines all around the AT gun. You see there, I'll go back to the battle though. I'm spamming, actually my Calliope gets shot, but he's getting repaired right now. I was spamming mines around my AT guns because if you try to get a Terror Officer in close to kill it, drop a Firestorm mine, I might get lucky and you might hit a mine. I'm now focusing down the medics, which is something you want to do before you kill your opponent's infantry. Always kill the medics, because if you forget the medics and they pick up guys, that's not good because they get free squads back. And medics have half health in Company of Heroes Online relative to Retail Company of Heroes, so they're fairly easy and quick to kill, so you're not really wasting too much time. And the incredibly overpowered Calliope, I know people don't think the Calliope is overpowered, but it's completely overpowered because it has the Vet 3 cooldown from Retail, which is absolutely freaking insane because it shoots like every 60 seconds, which usually meant that you killed like 30 dudes with your not so awesome Calliope and earn the right to use this incredibly crazy, awesome, wicked, super overpowered Calliope. Of course, in Company of Heroes Online, you just get that right off the bat, which is, yeah, not so balanced, especially because you can shoot the main gun as well. Of course, they did kind of counteract that by making them extremely easy to get damaged engines on, but it doesn't really do justice. I did, however, push him off on the left-hand side. I'm getting some vet on my rifles. Actually, only have the one vet squad, but I'm also pushing in the middle. He does have an MG right here, and I'm trying to kill his terror officer. And I'm charging him. I don't think he notices, and I kill him, and then probably retreat. Nah, I just run away. I'd get vet, however, because the terror officer is worth a lot of. I don't know if he's worth a lot of vet experience, but he's worth a lot of command point experience. And there's the first Panther, an accomplished Panther. I only have one AT gun, but I do have stickies, and the squad's almost dead. But it retreats in time. That's cool. And once I see the Panther, I'm probably going to start pumping AT guns. And this was very painful for my opponent. I hit a mine. I kill where is it? I kill, come on, there we go, an entire Gren squad, and almost kill another Gren squad and a Volk squad with a Calliope that I pretty much just got lucky with the timing. I was kind of like, okay, he retreated a while ago, so he's probably going to be around here. He's been clumping all his units up around here. So I do manage to kill him. Of course, it's kind of medic bunker food because the guys aren't actually dead. And another mine right there, still spamming mines, which is always a good thing to do. He does have his Panther over here, and by now I realize it, and I'm getting my second supplier upgrade up, which is at a decent time. Usually want to get it before the 30-minute mark, and if not, at the 30-minute mark, if you have some crazy internal clock in your head. I'm now moving my Calliope away because I'm like, oh no, there's a Panther, and my Calliope will get completely destroyed, and I don't want that. I do have the ability to call in a Pershing, but I don't think I'm going to just yet, because a lot of people think that the role of armor late game is to survive until you have 6-7 CPs and then wait and not build anything until you can build a Panther and a Calliope, and that's really, really a terrible, terrible way to go about it, because if you do that and your opponent keeps building up units, you're going to be so far behind. 100 or 1,000 manpower takes almost what, 4 minutes to get. You see, I do have 280 manpower right now because I have so many territory points. Ooh, this squad is going to get completely destroyed if you manage to retreat. This Panther does actually hit a mine and get stickied, and the Calliope barrage completely misses, which kind of sucks. And he's just going to be able to get repaired, which is too bad. And my AT gun moving up, but it's not going to be able to do much. I am building another AT gun, and you don't really want to wait and waste time just chilling and waiting for a Pershing, because a Pershing really isn't that good, all things considered. When a King Tiger hits the field, your Pershing is pretty much useless unless you get 2. And I don't really think spending 2,000 manpower on call-ins is a very effective way to play the game, because AT guns are just so much more powerful. The counter to the King Tiger is the AT gun, not the Pershing, regardless of what anyone else thinks. That's the case. That's what it has always been, and that is what it will always. That's what it always will be. So that's what I am doing. I'm massing up AT guns because at this point in the game, I figure he is content to use his. Oh, he hits a mine. That was fun. I figure he is content to use his Panther to just wait and use it to hold off my tanks until his King Tiger hits the field. And one of the disadvantages of building only hero Volk squads is you have no Volk squads to recruit weapons teams. You see there's the MG42 right here. You usually don't want to send a Gren squad to cap or to pick up an MG42 because they're very expensive. I'm barraging in the middle again. You don't really want to use a Gren squad to pick up a fallen weapon because Gren squads are expensive to reinforce. And I kill a... Do I kill him? Maybe. No, he just runs away. Oh, no, I do kill him. That's nice. So I'm harassing on the left-hand side as well. He still hasn't moved. Where's... He actually probably lost... Man, I can't even find it. He might have lost his pack to a Calliope shot. And I'm moving my Calliope over to the left-hand side because it just fired a barrage, so I'm using it for anti-infantry fire support, and his Grens are terrible shots and keep missing, and my mine hits the close combat, so that buys me a bit of time to back out and decap this point before I have to run away. The Panther is on the way, however, so I'm running away as fast as I can, And is he going to try to flank around? Nah,